Here are a couple quick and easy drills to prep your lower body for a solid squat session. Now, am I saying these are the only mobility drills that all of you are ever going to need to squat well? No, I'm not. But many times they can be, because they help to mobilize all the key joints involved in this key movement pattern. So let's go over these two mobility drills real quick. So firstly here, I drop down into a deep squat position while holding on to the squat rack. And this does two things. It allows me to sit back into the hips, and it allows me to stay balanced while doing so. With this freedom, I'm able to pry around a good bit and really get the hips loose and mobilized and ready to occupy this deep squat position under load. And you can see here, I'm bouncing and bobbing around, leaning over to each side, and really trying to create mobility and looseness where I may feel any restrictions. And this is the most important part about this drill. You aren't just squatting down and sitting there. It's not a passive activity. You're squatting down and then you are actively moving around. You are actively prying around to free up range of motion in the hips in terms of flexion, abduction, and even rotational aspects. So remember, this is an active drill, not a passive one. When you're down there, be sure to pry around, feel around, get those hips nice and loose and limber throughout all different ranges of motion. Secondly, now I've got the bar on top of my thighs, and this is a little trick from the Olympic weightlifting world. You can even add a small amount of weight onto the bar for this drill if you need to. But basically, what this does is it creates a slight counterbalance. This counterbalance allows you to sink into a clean, deep squat position. And from here, again, you can pry around and free up range of motion in the hips, just like with that first drill that I just showed you. You can sit back and you can sink into a nice deep squat, get those hips really low to get them nice and limbered up. But with that, from there, you can also use the weight from the bar to help push your knees forward, drive your knees forward, help them get into nice deep flex position, and as well, that's going to get the ankles pushed forward, right? It's going to get those ankles loosened up and mobilized. That Achilles tendon on the back of the ankle, it's going to get it nice and loose and ready to execute a solid squat pattern. Lastly, you can also use the bar itself as a self-myofascial release tool, and you can dough roll those VMOs, that big muscle just above the knee there as part of your quadricep. Rolling that muscle can have a pretty profound impact on knee mobility, which can help make your squat pattern a lot smoother. So, with this one simple drill, you're able to prep the hips, knees, and ankles, and to move limberly through that loaded squat pattern. Move limberly and smoothly through that loaded squat pattern. So if your squats have been feeling stiff or tight lately, give these two drills a try the next time that you have a squat session. Spend 2 to 3 minutes on each one, and I think that you're going to notice a pretty big difference in your squats after that. Good luck, everybody.